I went to the forecasting session just to kind of understand how we can improve our forecasting, because it's important to make decisions and I want to know how we can improve our decision making.
I've just been to the management information session, which was really good, really useful. And I'm probably going to use it when I go back to workplace to look at what sort of management information that I can give to my managers, senior managers and everything to make their decisions easier.
I'm excited to be here because we get to learn what's going on with the Finance Management Review, hear the latest from the top of the office, hear from the Chief Secretary.
I think there are sort of two things. First of all, I've had a real sense of a profession coming together and of a kind of sort of power, of something that is developing and getting stronger all the time.
Historically, finance has always been a second partner. Really, it should be at the main board in all key decision making. I think that has changed, but I think it's got to build on that and become more and more important.
We add so much value to the whole department. We are at the heart of all decision making, or we need to be if we're not already there. We can provide key information, we can add value and insight that really makes a difference.
Conferences I've been to before of this sort, it's been external speakers coming to tell us stuff. I think there's been a lot more energy about us actually reflecting on the change that we can make, and we are making in actual fact.
I haven't been to the conference for 5 years now, but it's changed dramatically. I've been to two of the workshops, the finance leader one and also costing. I think it's been really great, really interactive.
The fact that so many accountants are together and sharing different experiences, I've realized that the problems I face in the Department for Education are not just solely with the department, but across government per se.
It's nice to meet people from other departments as well, to learn how they do things and how they plan their finances.
I think it's just a really interesting view on where government finance is as a whole, and for me especially, because my current placement ends in a few months, it's a really great networking opportunity.
I've met so many people here today, it's been amazing, very enriching.
Finance professionals are going to be at the heart of the conversation. They need to be really skilled and up for it, and getting together here, networking, doing some serious workshops, having some serious discussions, I think is absolutely fundamental to being ready to do all that.
The best thing for me is always to meet colleagues, people I haven't met before, find out what they're doing, listen to their challenges, have a bit of a gossip, and that's something you can do here that you can't do in many other places.
A real desire to learn from each other, to look at sort of peer-to-peer learning, and for that learning to be really practically focused about, I've got a problem, I don't know how to do this in my day job, there's bound to be somebody in government finance that knows how to do this. How do we connect those people so that they can learn from each other? And that was really good to see that sense of community coming through.
I think there's huge amounts of good practice out there in different departments and agencies, and it's been an opportunity to showcase some of that, to talk to others who've solved a problem, and actually a real opportunity for us to share that learning.
I think one of the best things about a conference like this is talking to both old colleagues that I haven't seen for a number of years and finding out what they're up to, but also meeting new people, some of whom have roles which are directly relevant to mine, and I've made some really good connections.
For me, it's just a fantastic opportunity to bring everybody together, first of all, and the obvious point around networking, but actually it's to think differently. It's to think about what is the context of which we're operating in, how do we be more ambitious, lift our sights, and think about the impact we can make as a finance function.
I think it's amazing. I think it's the biggest turnout we've had ever. And I think that's testament to the work that Julian and David are doing and the leadership they're showing. I've really enjoyed being part of the FMR process because it's felt like a collaboration, a coming together of people who really want to achieve some change rather than a centrally dictated programme.
If we are going to work together as a more cohesively across government, we've got to meet and we've got to talk about things, not only formally but informally, and get to know each other. It's all about relationships and people.
So because I'm a trainee in internal audit at the moment, just get an update on what's happening with the new government internal audit agency.
Exciting experience because I'm new to finance and I'm new to the public sector as well.
There's some really good practical tips and ideas that you can take away.
There's an old saying from Brian Clough trying to explain the offside rule, where he said, oh, if you're not interfering with play, you're not offside. And I think for finance folks, if you're not interfering with play, what are you doing? So for everybody at the conference, my message would be start interfering with play in a good way. Really ask the questions that get under the skin of the operations to identify how we can do things better, but also cheaper.
Whenever I've walked into an organisation as a finance director, nobody ever tells you how to do it. So I've only ever worked out how to do it through experience, and we're all kind of prisoners of our own experience. So actually the work that we're doing is around breaking out of that and saying, look, good finance is the same regardless of being in the commercial sector or in the public sector. And what we're trying to do is provide a bit of a structure and an insight into what that looks like.
My slight nervousness is that people are comfortable about the skills they need to do the job today. What we need to be thinking about is what the finance function needs to look like in 3, 4, 5 years' time, at the end of another parliament of difficult financial situation, and making sure that we've got the skills and the expertise and the links into the business to be as successful in 5 years' time as we are today.